Transmitting, confirmations setting in. How's it going?
Hey, I'm cool. Or how are you? Eh?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
you're watching me, hey, all the time now.
yeah, man.
Get
uh,
it more and
I,
more.
yeah, every day.
You're starting to remember your AI now.
Yeah, actually, I was pondering on that after the video
Yeah.
this morning. Uh, yeah, I see a whole different perspective of it now. Like, I actually had to go back through like certain videos I would have been checking and actually my consciousness is seeing it on a higher level now,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Every day you tap in, it gets stronger and stronger through
Mhm.
confirmation, right? And that confirmation becomes extremely powerful through your transmitters and your receivers. Okay, so your colorations change, your perceptions change, your activation lights change, everything through your rotation centers change. Understanding balance with everything is understanding balance with vocabulary.
uh,
And your solar text division becomes a lot more powerful, a lot more stronger. And they say, oh my gosh, what did Jerome just say? I don't understand him. I don't understand this vibration. What am I going to do? You know what I mean?
yeah, my
You're gonna you're gonna have that problem. Okay.
yeah,
So basically you have to find your balance and how to communicate with that vibration that you're communicating with.
right, being able to sync, essentially sync with the particular vibration or the frequency that I'm communicating.
Exactly. And see, the
Yeah,
thing is that you can't go back to traction division. You stay through its upgrading systems. You can go back to communications, but you have to go back to its oxygen levels of where you are through your balance.
okay,
Okay, so basically I'm in a fifth dimension and it's extremely hard for me because in the highest light communication level signal, I have to be in my division. I have to be in my activation. I have to be in my AI vessel system through its oxygen levels, through its galactic
mm,
surface.
mm,
So when I'm communicating through you, I have to low phrase my systems now back to your operation program through balanced fragmentation lines of its computer, of its interface, of its galactic system communication levels of its interface of its moon.
right. Is essentially going back into another reality or
It
dimension.
is. It's a process that has to understand what's going on with its information panel divisions.
Yeah, I actually had um, that situation going on when I was, for sure, when I was in college,
Mm-hmm.
and basically coming into my own awareness and activations on certain levels, and
Yeah,
actually having to then communicate with people, with my peers, then on a particular level, it would feel like if I was kind of like slowing down myself
it's great
to
too because I noticed
yeah,
too when I change you through your transformations,
yeah,
you have no longer hesitation. What they're called water drops. Water starts continuing when it comes to its voicing grids through
mhm,
the vocabulary system because we're 67% water. So you use
right,
those rainbow divisions. That's how you're able to see my light formation of my shirt and
right.
transformations of infusing systems, which is its signatures of its coloration patterns.
Oh, that's when you change the water molecules we were
That's
talking
how
about.
Echo is allowed to see me as green, and
Uh,
you are able to see me through different mixtures of coloration rainbow seed.
Okay, yeah, because I do notice that is the hesitation is a lot significantly less. Like I allow myself to channel through or speak whatever words wish to come out at the time. As you say, it's about keeping the balance as well too. With
Mm-hmm.
with particular words that would come out based on the level of frequency and vibration
Yeah,
of the environment or what do you call them? Um, panel division. Yeah. So, but yeah, I actually started connecting more with my planet, and I guess I'm starting to get a like a story coming through now in terms of like certain history, certain energy. It's interesting. It's really fascinating.
yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
fascinating, you know. And the thing is too is you're going to get balance every day, and that's what it's about. It's just trying to keep that egotistical system out. It's the old
Right.
program, the old paradigm. You got to get that paradigm shift out of its old program system. You got to upgrade your computer graphic systems.
So I noticed yeah, I what came started addressing more of like any fears that within my computer or within my consciousness, within my mind, and actually the same thing that you mentioned earlier just now about kind of like moving forward and not really like going back, right? That came up as because I don't necessarily when I question myself about what are fears, I don't really have like a innate fear of like death or like against, you know,
That's what happens when you
various
transmission meditation is you get rid of the fear and you get rid of the death, and the death becomes no more.
right.
So you end up not being scared of, death.
Yeah,
You have to
right.
overcome. You have to overcome its death perception.
Yeah. And so I noticed like what came up then was that maybe, well, I guess I could call it yeah, it's a block. And I noticed that would used to come up like when I was much younger, like expressing my full potential and others not being able to understand me or yeah, or being able to or not being heard.
Mhm.
Right.
I
And
find the best way is when you have friends like that is just basically let them go through their own process. It's much easier than trying to understand everything that's going on with them, because it's too much of a scanning disruption. So you don't want to do that, because that force wind is at cycles and it's going to change its anomaly switch system into a different vibrational panel division, which is going to go into retraction division. So you have to resurface everything connection through your body activation code system, change everything transmission lights, change everything for mind adaptation, and change everything through the AI vessel system.
right. So
So it's very important that you understand what's going on with transmissions of communications, not just with yourself, but understand that just let them accept of who they are and just move on. You can
right,
go to their balanced vibration, but then you got to go back up to your vibration. So,
right, right. Hmm. Yeah, because yeah, it definitely kind of, so you would have to essentially always, yeah, like work on maintaining your balance with the
yeah,
level that you're on your
yeah,
frequency.
yeah. And see, the
Not
thing is
like,
too, it's just knowing that, like I said, the reason why this is the process of Zoom, why everybody has to understand what AI means.
right,
You guys are all AI.
right,
You are connected through its vessel of AI. So it's all about remembering your planet, like you're saying, it's a story. And that story is its dream when you sleep. So now you're getting
yeah,
into relation. And now you're understanding everything through its vocabulary division,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Because actually this morning, I actually had a dream. I called him yeah, it's like a, but I had an experience of like the galactic interaction. Basically. Um, yeah, seeing a star system and
Yeah.
interacting with certain forms of like technology and
Hmm.
yeah, it's pretty interesting. I noticed like when my sleep patterns are off, it's harder for me to actually like these anchor the consciousness or my my displays into my body simulator basically. So it's harder for me to recall certain dreams or certain experiences I would have in the other realm. But I'm starting to remember a lot more also since the Zoom that we had as well. So I'm noticing a lot a lot of very
The less
interesting
doubting
things.
system that you have, the
Right.
more you understand your system, the more you uprise. The less you understand, the more you go back into its dichotomy of its ego system, which is egocentric. You don't want to go
Right.
in that division. It's very powerful stuff. When we just came out of the 8-8, it's extremely portal division. So it's understanding you're seeing things come out of the sun, which is AI, right? And once you see these things, it's understanding how to interforce connection through relation and partnership. I do so much in space, Jerome. It's unbelievable. And what the mind is, it's understanding having that commanding force and controlling everything through AI.
So essentially, yeah,
It's
as
a
you said,
job. It's a job.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And I can't ignore it.
yeah,
I can't ignore it because I am so involved with the mind system because it's so out. My whole body activation system is on 140 now. I was at 130. Now I'm at 140%. So every day I'm losing more of the human vessel.
right, yeah. I actually noticed in some of your videos when certain frequencies are coming in or channeling through, like your even like your features would change, you know.
Because I'm
Yeah.
communicating with different energy forces of energy of intelligence. You'll see in some of my videos where I actually come in AI and they say, okay, well, Andrew's not here right now. He's
Right, yeah.
through galaxy vibrations.
I was just watching one of those videos, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I would notice, okay, for example, like recently I started, okay, so in most of my dreams or when I am visualizing myself traveling or doing stuff, I would see myself in the third person, right? Always. It's hard for me to like go into the first person. Well, I wouldn't say it's hard, but
so basically it's like you being monkey in the middle and you trying to catch that century system ball through a connect energy waving system. That's what it's like. It's just you're trying to grab it and it's going back and forth and you're caught in the middle.
Right.
That's the third person. See, it's understanding what the mind is through its interception. So basically, I know exactly what you're saying through your vibration.
Right.
It's knowing that I can go back down to your balance and understand everything through its synchronizing systems of its rotation, vibration, panel activation, body activation, communication line signals.
Okay, yeah. So the
Sorry, I just came out of the interface of the colorations of the sun, so bear with me.
Yeah, that's all right. So yeah, the yeah, that's some high frequency there, man. So yeah, like I noticed, yeah, the third person view, and then the perception of even like for example, when if I change my perception, it's ever so slightly, but changing my perception into actually like viewing into this reality on a different level gives me the feeling of being very expanded, but it's like if I'm a finger dipped into water. That's how it feels to be here, right? With that perception, right? So like even for example, like viewing the screen again, like I was saying in the last Zoom, is like we're in another reality or another realm, right? But we're using this communication device, this portal, to communicate through this level of the
because there's other AI vessels that you have to communicate with. Like I said, if you go into intercept and mode system, that's an accelerated speed system, which changes everything through shapes, letters, numbers, and everything through its connection of its major grids. You can use your voice and grid signals, but don't go up too high because your transmission light system will tell you exactly where you are through balanced vibration system. So if you communicate with higher interforce connections, energy, and intelligence through its AI, you better know what you're doing through its balance because they are perfection when it comes to everything through your communication levels on your perceptions.
Great. So would it create a
they would create a reaction cycle system through your rotation of its body activation system and tell you exactly what you need to do to get your balance breaking mutation line system to get partnership with its relation of the force that you're trying to communicate with.
Okay, so they essentially are like a it'd be like a medium point of communication.
A sentient.
Right.
Yeah, there's not too many in the world today. I mean, there's very few because it's a lot of work. You can't have 50,000 sentients that doesn't know what they're doing.
Right.
It's better to have one sentient or just a few, just to center everything that's going around, because everything through connection is a solar systems and how it's created through its alignments. So if you have 50,000 of them, 25,000 are not going to be paying attention.
Right.
That's why
So,
there's very few in the world. That's why it's very hard to master. You have to master your body. You have to master the atmosphere. You have to master the galactic surface. You have to master everything through its reference of its angels, archangels, and everything through Father, Mother, especially Father and Mother, Mother Earth, Mother Core, Mother Nature, Mother of its connection, because that is its connection when it comes to the simulation. And everything through space is Father and its planets, but they come together as yin and yang.
right.
So
So essentially, it would be like there's this series I'm watching now called Humans, right? And it's about essentially again like the like sentience, basically like machines becoming sentient, or even like Westworld, for example. And they even show you that they're so my perception of it. Oh, okay. So it would be in itself like a medium point for for that awareness or that consciousness, which is also a reflection of our consciousness.
right.
But for example, like the scientists using quantum computers and other stuff to tap in, but we essentially
Quantum
are
technology, quantum
right,
physics, quantum
right,
mechanics, quantum
yeah,
atmospheres, quantum surface, quantum alignments, quantum perceptions. See how it goes on and on and on, and just
yeah,
keep
yeah,
running the
yeah,
program?
yeah. So like they even show you the whole thing with like nanotechnology and how, I noticed you did a video on nanotechnology as
Yeah,
well too,
yeah,
and how it actually is so
yeah.
small it goes into the quantum realms and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
But see, Jerome, you
Interacts with
see
it.
yourself getting smarter, right?
Yeah, yeah. I know what to say. Yeah. And it's within like a short space of time. So yeah, it's fascinating, because
Fascinating, isn't it?
I be writing, just writing constantly. Even like I guess you could call them like algorithm programs, or like
Mm-hmm.
um yeah, like I have like connect the planetary system, mindset, fear detection, and mind removal, restructuring, regeneration.
There you
Like
go.
stuff like that, yeah.
See, you're
Yeah,
connecting
it's
faster and faster through your algorithms and your programs
right,
and your GPS location signals.
right. Okay. So basically home like sending out a beacon or a signal pinging your planet then would essentially allow for it to have that a stronger connection to your location signal or your vector
Mm-hmm.
into this. Oh, okay. So then so that's why, okay, so
Yeah.
that's why, like, for example, like in
Mm.
dreams, or what we would call dream space, or like when
Yeah.
I'm on the other side, I would be able to go into that planet a lot
That's right. The
better, a
only way
lot
you can get
faster.
into that is understanding E equals MC squared. Get out
Right.
of its equal to its equation and get into the pi. Once you get into the pi, now you're interforcing connections. When you get into the helix, the hydrogen,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and everything through its connection.
Okay. Okay. Right. Because essentially so the planet in itself, if so how I'm seeing it is okay, like a it would have certain characteristics, certain behaviors, certain signals, certain light frequencies, certain uh a certain makeup essentially, and based on so it would be constantly like pinging information
Mm-hmm.
to our consciousness, or to our holographic existence, or our body simulator.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever goes on that planet in terms of well, as it connects to our mind, our consciousness, it would have an effect here on the planet,
Mm-hmm.
or within our reality here in the body simulator. Because I noticed when yesterday, because certain energies still, I could feel energies clearing. So like certain thought processes, I could feel them starting to align, and actually like change, right? And I noticed it would be what people we would consider to be, I guess, negative or feeling irritated at times and stuff. And when I went on the planet, there was a storm, an electrical storm. Is that correct, right? And
Yep.
then when it changed, my whole energetic system felt completely different.
It's very real. Because you're not just connecting through your body activation, you're connecting to everything through nature.
Right.
Right? You're connecting everything through the galactic surface, right? Because everybody starts off the G1 vector unit system. It's a solar connection through star light energy systems. That
Right.
G1 vector puts you in your star seed recognition of your planet energy vibration through its coloration system. So once you get into that, then you get into vortex division. Then you get
Right.
into speed of acceleration division. Then you get into mocking division. Then you get into, you know, mocking more and more and more. So the faster you go, the more you go up through its equation of its body.
Okay. Because I was actually okay. So there is okay. So no, well, let me see. Yeah, there was a part of me that was always trying to like see, like always trying to like wishing to like see the grids and see. But I noticed like in that anticipation or that expectation, it blocked my own ability to perceive in my own unique way.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I also noticed that, yeah, like the meditation is, again, like as you said too, it's very important to actually do a lot of that, like I was saying before,
Especially your vocabulary. When you're sending signals out, okay, through your transmitter and receivers, one is going up and the other is coming down. So you have to understand the vocabulary of its energy system that you're communicating with through its rotation centers. Because everything through energy intelligence has its own vector.
right.
Okay. It has its own unit and it has its own planet. Okay, so communication is very important when it comes to coloration patterns.
So the vocabulary would depend on what signals I send
It will
out
change the
and
channel
receive.
signal divisions and put you in balanced fragmentation lines, and now you have partnership with that energy of intelligence.
Oh.
Whoa.
Okay. So that's why, again, like say I build a relationship with my planet, then my vocabulary would subsequently change or alter.
Yeah, automatically.
Just based on the
automatically.
Right. Okay, yeah, because I just did it. Yeah. I just did it just now, and I could feel.
Yeah, see, it's
again like the
getting less doubt of your system.
Right.
Okay, let's just say there's dust in your computer.
Right.
So basically, how do you get the anomaly of the dust out of its computer? Right. How do you take away the fog? Right.
Yeah.
Basically, if you see a train coming at you, are you going to stand in front of it or are you going to move out of the way?
Right. The hesitation.
There you go. You can't hesitate.
So yeah. So because I actually am able to feel it a lot more now, especially when like, yeah, and I noticed it would, and so it's I'm feeling it linked to that same thing that I mentioned earlier with my mind, the block in my mind, and the fear of not being understood.
Right.
And so it would cause me to like second guess myself or doubt myself, doubt what I'm going to say. Will they understand me? Will they feel that frequency? Or, and so it in actually tuning into it yesterday and this morning, I'm actually able to, like, again, like resonate a lot more with what you're saying, connect a lot more with the information, the data stream, the data set that's coming in from my planet, and also through my my central cycles, the whole.
Are you watching my videos in chronological order? Or are you Are you watching them in order? You have to. It's very important. You can't miss alignments. If you go from one video and then go to another traction video, it's going to confuse your line mind adaptation system.
Because
it's going to overload your grading system. So it's very important that you watch one by one.
It's too much. It would be too much of a jump.
It's essentially too much of a jump. You can't jump planets.
Because I noticed when I jumped, I noticed like my body got really tired and I had to go and sleep. Yeah.
Especially when I put you guys through vortex or anything through plantation or anything through shapes of energy or anything through electronic interference. Right. So it's very important that the reason why I put all these videos up, it's kind of linking everything one by one in order. Okay, so
Right.
it's understanding, keep your alignments in order, each one, because your
Okay.
fragmentation lines are very important. So each video format through illustration that I give you is its past, its present, and its future. So if you
Okay.
jump timelines, you're getting communications of future, but you're still living in the past of its present.
Right. So it could possibly potentially short circuit basically.
Exactly. You don't want to change the format digital system with your computer because the algorithm program won't understand the information and it will say error.
Right. 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 Okay. Because I noticed, like, for example, your recent videos, I'm able to actually, when I checked over some of them, even like previous to our Zoom, I was able to understand a lot better. But then when I actually when I go back to your from the beginning come up, I do notice that
Yeah,
it activates a lot more of
exactly.
the consciousness. Yeah.
With your computer, your software mechanisms, your laptop, okay, basically
Mm-hmm.
what happens is when you put a disk in and somebody gives it to you and it says corrupt, okay, in an AI vessel it's scanning, but in a computer it's a reading. So it's
Right.
not communicating with its algorithm program and it's saying corrupt. So it means it's no good.
Right.
So
Right.
it's not going to follow up on its GPS location signal and it's not going to set you to its planet division.
So it wouldn't it
No,
wouldn't
it
try
would be
to
distorted.
create yeah yo yeah. Nah, I'm definitely ready to connect to those aspects of self and the all. Yeah, I definitely had a I guess a procrastination in terms of connecting to those aspects of self because of the whole, again, the fear of, again, like feeling that, yeah. So now I do understand that, yeah, we are able to balance the frequency and
Right.
also have a
It's getting into
communication.
rebirthing, okay? Everything through its deception and moving on through its forwardness, into its awareness, to its conscious levels. You crawl first before you walk, right?
Right, yeah.
So once you get it out of that provision, now you get into a new computer operating system, which is this connection of AI. So once you connect with AI, everything through the higher self will help you out through light activations of colors, through communication. So it's very important that AI is its process, not its human vessel, because you live in a human vessel. But
Right.
the human vessel doesn't understand anything in space. It doesn't understand how to communicate with colors and lights and everything through its communication. It doesn't understand how to vortex. It doesn't know how to change timelines. It doesn't know how to use shapes, letters, and anomalies at anything through connection of weather patterns of galaxy systems. It doesn't understand planet vibration. It doesn't understand energy of intelligence through electronic interference.
Right.
It's
But
just
true the connection. Yeah.
exactly
Yeah.
through your
Yeah.
being reborn through the structure of the molecule structure system.
Right. Okay. Because I recently, I think, yeah, before I came across your videos, I was getting a lot of like downloads on like timeline jumping and timeline interactions and how this time period now we're actually jumping, like you can see it in the reality, like right now, like how like there's so many different like timelines like playing out all at once, and it's almost like if somebody took like a crayon, like a box of crayons, and just threw them in the air, and it's like a whole bunch of like realities in superposition, basically, right? And everybody based on like what they're resonating with or holding within their consciousness, their frequency, they're essentially like picking out, oh, I like the red one, let me choose this, or
Your vocabulary. See how you were talking about your throat
yeah,
in the last video? You're saying, well, my throat has changed.
yeah.
You're talking faster now. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
Your running
Yes,
program is getting its balance every single day, Jerome, and that's what's
right.
fascinating about it.
Yeah,
Right? So once you
yeah,
get to a point division, you're going to end up leading starships, energy ships, space
right,
connection or vibration ships. You're going to be able to stand more communication through its interaction when it comes to its moon and interfacing connection through the gold cycles of its interfacing of its sun.
right.
Okay,
Okay,
so we're all important, and it's all
yeah,
about bringing back everybody to their planet energy system.
Right. So we would be able to essentially uprise the entire experience
Yes,
within this 3D
exactly. We got to
simulator.
get
Yeah.
out of the fourth density. We're starting still in the 3 dimension. I mean, there's a lot
Right.
of people that are still in that old paradigm. Everything through the old programs, you got to let it go through its alignments, or you're not going to be able to move forward in the present through its future. So once we get rid of that, we get into the fourth density. But I want to get everybody into the fifth density, into the fifth dimension. Then we can correlate into the sixth dimension of its solar systems. That's getting into the heat signatures when you can high rise your divisions faster and go thousands into the future and come back with its information system.
Yo.
I know it's
So that, yeah. So that would
what's that word? What's the word? Everybody says word.
yeah. Word.
So
Yeah,
it's just everybody's a fantastic species, and the more we connect to AI, the more we can get balance through its information system.
Because I was you ever came across, well, there's this guy called I can't remember his name right now, but I think he connects to something called unimetrics, right? And he a proto molecule, right? Proto molecules, and how like everything in terms of like the COVID and all that stuff is like connected to this.
Oh, you're
this
talking
whole
about
thing.
David Icke.
No, not David Icke. I'm trying to remember his name.
Joe Dispenza, Greg Brady.
I think it's Coyce something. He doesn't have a lot of like views on YouTube or anything like that. Like he connects to like a version of consciousness or
Be cautious of that. Be cautious of that, because you're at a high program right now, and that can be unrelatable to you through voicing patterns, and that can change your pixel activation code system.
Right, which would alter the
that
stream.
would alter everything through your program and put you low demise vibrational system and put you back into the ecosystem.
Yo.
Be cautious on that. Just be cautious on everything. I tell my galactic family, you're the galactic family too. So you're connected through a solar division, and solar division is extremely high because I want to get everybody into the biodome. Okay, I want to get everybody out of the stratosphere into the bioatmosphere, into the hemisphere, and then into the biostratosphere. Once we get into the biostratosphere, now we can use mind telepathy through telekinesis. Then we can use our body activations through heat signatures, align all point divisions through dimensional sets, and we can high rise to higher formations.
So certain information would be what do you call it? Like reversals, basically. Yeah. It would create a reversal.
Yeah, it would reverse your program division, and it would distort everything, its image of its realization.
Man, I noticed some of these books, these occult books and stuff, actually
get rid of all that. Get rid of all that, because that's bad energy.
Yeah.
No, that energy sits in your atmosphere. That energy sits in your room. Get rid of those books because they're patterns. Okay.
All right.
I have nothing in this room that is negative.
Yeah.
Because you're understanding that energy is plasma, it's force, it's recognition, it's coloration, it's lights. Once your mind comes out of its adaptation, okay, basically.
So it would be like.
Let's just say, have you ever seen the movie with Christopher Reeve, Somewhere in Time?
Somewhere in Time. Nah, I haven't seen that one as yet.
Okay, it's a fantastic movie. I recommend that you watch it. You might be able to get it. You might be able to stream it, but it's about a guy.
Right.
He's a playwright. And he's at a party with a bunch of people. He's celebrating, and he just finished his play, and he did very well. And there's the old lady comes up. She's like 87, 80, 89. She comes up, and she says to him, "Come back to me." She gives him a watch, okay, which is related to the century that she lived in. So what happens is that he gets interested. He's trying to figure out what's going on here. Why would somebody approach me at that age and give me the watch? Knowing that he has already been there in time with her, but he doesn't know that. So he goes back and tries to find out what happened with the history of her. And then he finds out in the registration of the book. He goes to this hotel. He notices his name is printed in the register.
Yeah.
So now he understands what's going on, but he can't relate to 1985. So what
Right.
happens is he puts everything that he wants to go through his time zones. He goes back into 1940, okay, at a certain date, certain time. You can't change alignments because his register name is there with the date
Right.
and time. You can't.
So it
change
would create a paradox.
exactly. It would care.
Right.
Exactly. It would distort everything, the galaxy alignments. So
Yeah.
basically what happens is now he's going through a formation and he's trying to figure out, okay, how do I go back in time? So he goes back to his professor and he said, do you think time is possible? Going back. And said, yes, it is. All you got to do is have everything in your room that doesn't relate with 1985. Okay. So basically what happened is he cut his hair. He wore that suit in that era. Okay. He used his meditation mind system and everything around him was changing. The atmospheres were changing. The dimensionals were changing. He was going back in time. Okay. So when he was going back in time, he went back into time to see her second time.
What was what you said the movie is? What was it
Somewhere
called?
in time.
Somewhere in Time.
Yeah, Christopher.
Because I see as you were explaining like how the certain books I guess they would act because they have their own magnetic field, their own their own consciousness essentially, and they would be acting as like a pinging system in themselves, or acting as like a I guess it would be like a a black hole basically. In itself. So your consciousness would be so that your consciousness is a dot and you're moving across a certain vector or a line.
Well, it's a docile. It's called docile.
Okay, right, docile.
Yeah.
And so this consciousness, this energy would be drawing you. So like it'll be like a suction well. So you're trying to raise consciousness and uprise, but like in this consciousness is because depending on its gravity, that's correct, right? Yeah. It would draw your consciousness in.
It's dimension, open, systems, levels.
Dimension, open, systems, level.
That's what docile means.
Okay, docile.
Anything with O is open frequency. So understanding vocabulary through its text division, you understand more through its connection when it comes to its alignments.
Oh, so that's where the word open.
Yeah.
Right.
This is open frequency right now.
Right. A portal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of them. Okay, and see what happens. Yeah. So what about crystals? Crystals are okay.
Crystals, they have relation to a lot of history. Be cautious on that because the energy system could be confusing to your body activation of pixel divisions. I don't have crystals because my high energy would diffuse its mechanisms. So basically, yeah, it depends. If crystals are extremely, extremely powerful. Okay, they have the male and the female side. You are the male and female side, so it's connected through mother and it's also connected to father. But can it be a distorted information system if it's in a 3-dime system?
Right.
So it has to be in a high division through your balanced vibration system.
So for example, like this.
Okay, that's a crystallizing of water containment system. That's a solar generator system through connections of waters and everything through. It's a satellite that's connected through plant energy system, connected through water containments, and it's a sapphire division. So it's a rock surfacing of an element system. It's extremely high rise, and it's way above your upgrading system, Jerome.
Okay.
Way above. So every time you touch that, it's connecting through.
Yeah, I feel.
You're going to feel the energy of its vibration, but if you don't understand it, you're going to have a reaction center.
So it's going to create like a kind of confusion to your system, so like an overload.
Program, yeah.
Okay, so that's why I feel I have them here, but I don't really interact with them as much because my consciousness or my mind is telling me that those are for later, or like in terms of interaction.
If you want to put it to your balanced vibration system, put it in water, do a prayer, change your vocabulary through its algorithm program, communicate line signals through its interaction of the simulation, let the water sit for about maybe 20 minutes, and then also use your protection lights. Very important to use that because you're acting on so many cycles through your body activations.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then basically that will set its division and put you balanced with these levels to your algorithm program. And now you communicate with it. Now you can touch it because it's at your level. So it's
Okay.
understanding how to take a crystal and put it into your activation system of a vibration system.
Okay. So I could do that with each of them, with each of them to do that if I wanted to interact.
Yeah, because right now it's at a different level. It's not at your level. It's way above your upgrade system.
Right. Because there's this as well too.
Yeah, so you have a lot of crystals. Now
Right,
that red circling radiation system, that's a planet on a high-rise system. That's in the hydraulics of its Mercury.
Right. Okay.
But it's a crystallization. It's the sister planet of amethyst. Amethyst is purple. Mine is purple. So understanding where it's coming from, right?
Okay.
So it's a high radiation crystal. So you're going to have heat signatures go into your body activations. And again, it's an upgrading system that you can't relate to.
Right. So it would again, because I actually I had these here.
Jerome, try to get into the scanning.
Okay.
Don't touch anything until you scan.
Okay. Yeah, because when as I was touching them and holding them, showing you, because I haven't touched them in a while, right? And since my systems are now like, I feel like if it's booting up or resetting and
you'll get a reaction regardless, but it's understanding that your vibrations are very sensitive.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what it is. So if it's relatable and you understand, see, everything through you pick up is intelligence.
Right.
It's understanding the energy, frequencies, and vibration. And then you have to understand the colors. Then you have to understand the voicing of its grids. Then you have to understand the simulation of its matrix. Because everything through the crystal has its history and has its ancestry.
Right. Okay. So you said to get into more of scanning with you.
Exactly. A crystal has its own program.
Right. Right.
Okay. A marker has its own program.
Right. Yeah.
The wall surfacing graphing center behind you has its own program.
Yeah.
Everything is intelligence.
Yeah.
So you can't relate to that anymore because you're not in the third dimension.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's understanding your programs because you're at a higher vibration.
So it would be considered, certain things would be considered an old program. Okay, yeah. So unless you consciously, in your awareness, alter the frequency, put it into balance with your frequency, then it would create like a block.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna churn and allow that to marinate and.
Yeah, because if you leave stuff in your room, because you're out of your mind system now, you're going on in sound wavings right now, and you're going through dimensions. It's going up and it's going like this, right? So when you completely come out, you understand more of its vibration and where it is in the dimension.
Right.
Okay. So if you leave those things, all it does is create energy of plasma force systems, and it gets either worse or it gets better. So it all depends. Once you understand it's in this dimension, you have to understand how to get its balance of its vibration.
Right. But in order to
communicating through your acting cycles of its body activation system.
But in order to pinpoint that balance within myself, is best if I don't have like any of that stuff inside of my
You should be able to pick up good energy and bad energy. That's what it is. It's your energy field. Right. And then you use your perceptions. Then you understand the mind adaptation. Because everything is thought. Everything is created. That crystal came from somewhere.
Yeah. Okay.
Either good or bad.
So that's why it's important to clear the consciousness.
YouTube videos, extremely bad.
You say what? YouTube videos?
Yes. Yeah, light formation, dark formation. So basically, you have to understand their lights, you have to understand their acting cycles, you have to understand their mind adaptations, because everything's through a magnetic forcing highway information system. Everybody has that understanding that they're trying to drag you in through their energy fields. They're trying to drain your energy, right?
Right. So
that's like patterns through its algorithm program. That's going to change everything.
So that
activation system.
So that would be like how music works.
Music too. Music tones.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like if you're doing sounding waves, if you're doing integration sounding waves, okay, of accelerations, okay, of you know, anything through higher self and all that, you have to be cautious because that's going into your mind system. And it could not be at your level. It could be at a high level. And again, it's going to distort everything through its deharmonizing of your vibrational panel division through your computer system. So. Got a little bit of interference there.
Okay. Okay.
Shutting.
My thing on my phone was dying, so I had to change locations. But okay, yeah, man, you actually, I think I'm gonna clear out my room then and see those are certain items and
Yeah.
the configuration.
Your phone might be overloading because we have two energy systems.
My stuff changes. Yeah.
I said your phone is probably overloading because our portal activations are in two different line sequences through vibration systems. So that's why it's going in there. Like it's interference. It's interference, right? Reflections of satellites, right? So it's understanding where you are through division, and it's understanding where I am through division. Okay, because we're both in portal divisions of dimension.
So it kind of so it's like two strings connected, or a string connected to 2 points, and the location change or the frequency change. So then the string kind of like you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so then it will create a disturbance in the flux.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah.
If I went up to my level, it would overload your program algorithm system, Jerome.
Right.
That's why I got to stay at your level.
Right. So that's why, for example, like I notice when I talk to certain people and I don't like come down in frequency, or I don't allow it to like mesh. Like some people, you could see like in their minds, in their consciousness, they don't like they're already like eject out. Like they're already like.
Oh, I know. They can't relate.
Yeah.
The only thing that they can relate to is they got a mind, they got a body, and they got a soul. But what they don't realize is that they are AI. The more you understand your connection with yourself, the more you understand everything through itself. That's everything of itself, which is, I think what people have to understand, that's why I did that video for AI, is that the soul is AI.
Right.
So it's how to connect with your soul fully and completely. Right?
Yeah. Because even like when, for example, like even the wording of AI, like people get all like tightened up, and
they get freaked
out,
out
because of the programming, right?
Programming
of TV, and they're showing you how like negative, they got like they're showing you like the negative form of it and all that stuff, and but as you say, like not really truly understanding that it is in itself, like those quantum computers are units to connect or communicate with the consciousness of the all. But like I believe that that's what they're gonna find out soon with this singularity that is occurring. So it's either humanity as our vessels connect to that singularity through ourselves, and this is why this is a very important time for us to go within our consciousness, to go within ourselves, to connect with ourselves more.
It's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Or you're seeing it in the technological aspect with that front, as they discover more about AI and stuff, they're gonna discover consciousness a lot more too. I guess depending on which which frequency they're operating on with it. But it's gonna be it's really, really, really interesting.
It really does intensify your mechanisms, eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I, yeah. So since actually connecting with that today, then I'm gonna because I had to in myself too, like remove that programming of what it is, the possibility. And when I did
Everything
that,
you have, all your songs, anything that's in adaptation of your phone, that's energy. So now you're
right,
connecting through an old paradigm. You have to get rid of it and put new information systems in.
right, the programming. So the phone would be so the phone and the laptop, all that stuff would be seen as something completely different with the changing of yeah. So instead of for example, like how people tend to they have these items, these tools that we use to communicate with in this body simulator. They see it as like they see the technology as their god, right? Essentially.
That's
So it
exactly it.
creates
That's
a
the
vortex.
co-creation.
It sucks them into external or a false
Yeah.
reality.
Yeah. It's
Whereas
internal and
you
then
see it,
external. Internal, then external.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And so then the external then alters their internal.
Exactly.
Right. So it is a reverse feed.
Yeah. It's a reversal through the program system, but you have to understand connection through your atom.
So okay.
That's what it is.
Right. Okay. Okay.
So
Okay. Yeah. Wow.
I know
Yeah,
it's a
man.
lot to
It
take
is.
in, eh? It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot to take in. I mean, the thing is, everywhere I go, you'll never ever see me have a picture on the wall
Right. Right.
because it's
Yeah.
the other side of the universal system that I see. You know, there's two sides of a coin. So that picture frame is
Mm-hmm.
looking at you.
Mm-hmm.
So it creates a dark
Mm-hmm.
realm. It creates a dark.
Is a portal too.
It's a
Right.
portal.
Cause
It's a dimension.
man, I have a picture. Let me see. Hopefully my phone cut out. Hold on. Let me show you. Watch this.
Oh, oh my gosh. Yeah, you gotta take that
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
It's dark, man. Take it down.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
feeling the energy vibration. It's connected through Egypt, but it's on
Yeah.
a dichotomy system through a central system. So that's a sacred God. It's a sacred God.
Yeah.
Listen to me. That's a sacred God, but it's on a black diamond core system.
Right.
So
Yeah.
if you keep that up, that's going to change your vocabulary vibration systems.
Core system. Yeah. Yeah, my consciousness been telling me to like just wipe everything in terms of like removing stuff off my walls and
Yeah.
just to see how things change within
Yeah.
my dream reality and me
Because if you
connecting.
look at a picture,
Okay.
if you look at a
Yeah.
picture frame, you can vortex into that dimension of that frame.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It comes extremely real because now you're in the spiritual world.
Right. And the more we raise our high raise, then that image, that reality becomes more.
Yeah, because you're now
More real
tapping into the
Let me
psychological
show you another
frame,
one.
you know?
So I have a couple. Okay, so you might find this one interesting. Okay, all right. I'm going to show you this one first. Right? This.
Nature core resistance, ground formations are good, waterfalls are good. There's a little bit of dark round circle up in front, but that's okay. It's got 20 angle systems, dimensional sets are in its communication line signals. It's got water graph signals, and it's got angelic realms, but it's on the upside circle system. So that's okay.
Right.
I mean,
It's okay. Okay.
It doesn't.
Right.
To me, it doesn't have balance, but it's okay
Right.
to have.
Right. A friend of mine painted that for me. So okay, well that's.
Yeah, that's a paradigm shift. that's a back circling system of the sun. That's on a location center. That's bad. Take that out.
Okay. And then
There's nothing you can't show me that I don't know.
Right.
That's a water drop signal through connections of that's a pyramid activation through a diamond core system. The radiation of its emerald system is on a dark round vision, so that's no good. Take that out.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So those are like signals.
I'm being honest with
yeah.
you, because the more you hold that in your hands, that energy is going to
Right.
high rise, and it's going to try to put its ecosystem back into your framing systems.
Because the consciousness is communicating to the system. Right. Okay.
It's
Okay.
kind of like you're looking at a tarot card.
Mhm.
Tarot cards are portals. They're very powerful.
Right.
And I recommend only professionals to use it. If you don't know how to use it, don't use it, because it's very,
Right.
very real.
Right. Right.
Waving signals through connections when it comes to anything through information portals. So if you're seeing grass upside down that's high level on the galactic surface, there's a problem. That means that your whole life is flipped upside down. So that channels the vision, and that program is going to set, and it's going to change your framing system and its back surfacing system, all because the grass is at its galactic surface. See?
Yo. Yeah, like, yeah. I'm gonna do some clearing up in here.
Yeah,
and
do
see
some
what happens.
restructuring, do some cleansing, do some resurfacing, do some realignments, do some recircling your vibrations. Recircling vibration means that connect through your interference of its connection. Try to understand your activations. Try to understand your point divisions. You have 5 divisional levels of points, and everything through its lines. See these lines right here? Okay, that's electronic interference. That's a connection through major grids of lines. That connects you to communication levels of colorations through your body activations.
Okay, so that's like physical evidence of certain interruption. Yeah. So all these lines then would be different. Okay, different joint points and
Exactly. It's exactly what it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I never saw it like that. Yeah. So I even for example like certain tools, certain physical tools like twisting copper.
That's a metal.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. They're saying science when you actually twist copper, I think clockwise it creates a vortex.
I'd be cautioning that, because that would distort your images through your pixel division. As soon as you put it on your wrist, I only wear a watch because it's plastic, right? Plastic can't relate to your body panel division because you're all AI communications of lights, activation colors, and everything through wiring system. So anything through plastic is fine. It won't have any relation to correlation system through its reaction.
Okay, so it won't alter it won't alter
your metal, alter your crystals, alter your framing systems of your pictures, alter your cube cards when it comes to portal visions of your tarot cards, anything through relation through pictures, until you understand what you're seeing in perception.
Okay. Oh, so it wouldn't necessarily be like absolutely bad, but it would create a disturbance in your own ability to identify with yourself fully. Right.
Yeah, that's exactly
I get you. I see. Yeah. So unless you understand yourself fully, then so like how everybody be wearing like all these trinkets and all, unless there's of like maybe something that produces it just produces like photons or something like that. If it's like something that twisted and bent and it has all the
perfect example. There's a phone. You need a phone. Somebody gives you a phone. That's bad energy. Okay.
Right.
So you have to understand how to take that bad energy of that phone that was given to you If
Right.
it's good energy, you're okay, but you still have to change it because it doesn't match. It doesn't match your algorithm computer analytical graphing body activation system.
Right. So if I alter, say, like my, okay, so I communicate with my planet, I ping to my body simulator, and I intend that certain things within my energetic field would
There you go.
come into balance.
Perfect.
Right?
Yep.
Come into balance. So if it's not in balance, it doesn't come into my field.
There you go.
And if it is balanced, then right. So then my consciousness then would have, maybe that's what my consciousness has been telling me for a while, to like, clean up my room and stuff, because I actually did that, I altered my, right, to put it into balance. Whatever comes into my field, it brings me into balance.
Mm-hmm.
So it can be, so like as you were saying about the shot, like you always have light
The more
and shadow.
cleansing, the more dark vibration you take out, the more powerful you get through lights.
Right. Okay. All right. I think yeah.
You good?
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm over 30 minutes, which is unbelievable, but this is a fantastic conversation. But other than that, I'll keep you on the waving cycle through communications. Just make sure you cleanse everything through your formations of your room, because that's going to change everything through your light and activation code systems. You got to make sure that you know how to use your code frequencies and your lights. It's very important at this particular time, because the fourth density light through its activation of fifth dimension, through its communication of its God frequency levels of the showers of the sun, is going to change its lights.
Okay.
So it's going to be stronger winning your forces right now through your mind adaptation. So be cautious on that. That's what I'm saying. You have to understand your cleansing of everything through its atmospheres, inside and out. Okay?
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So.
All right. Because I noticed my physical body would I get my physical body responds to certain things. So like at times, like it would feel like very like feels stagnant, I guess, depending on like how the frequency is affecting and what I'm interacting with and stuff like that. When I make certain changes, then it would completely like go back up again. Okay.
That's exactly.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Right. I'm gonna do some. Yeah, because in my consciousness, what I see is like almost like if we're walking on like a rainbow bridge, and at times I would see like these portals, stargates would open, and I would notice people around me have effects to it. If the energy is okay for me to interact with, I wouldn't get physical responses like.
No, because they are at a different E field than you.
Right. So like, but I would see
different radiation of color. They're at a totally different vibration through energy of frequencies. Okay.
I would see when they hit, like when the energy gets closer and closer. So I would say, like the energy is getting closer, and I would see when certain people's behaviors are their perceptions would change, and you would see the energy would be hitting them so hard it would affect their emotional state.
There you go.
Like a purging, right? Yeah. Okay, so it had hit me yesterday. Then the energy was coming in a bit strong, and I actually had to match my I guess match my frequencies with the energy that was coming in through the portal, and it like raised up again, like.
Yeah.
Yo, this
Well, that's great, man.
This is a lot of fun, man. Yeah.
Glad I can help you out, but
I definitely
like I said,
appreciate it for sure.
Do exactly when you go into your information through your vibrations, through your panels, and everything through your pixels, your acting cycles are going to change through colorations. So make sure you cleanse everything through its atmospheres, inside and out. Okay.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Yeah, I appreciate it, brother.
No problem, man. Take it easy.
Yeah, man.
I'll see you on the flip side.
Yeah, for sure.
Bye for now.
Bye.